Archaeologists were shocked to discover a 900-year-old skeleton intact beneath the root of a tree. Archaeology has always been a field full of surprises and mysteries, opening the door to untold stories from the past. From priceless treasures and artifacts to ancient tombs with shocking secrets, archaeological discoveries not only shed light on history but also stimulate our curiosity. With the rapid advancement of modern technology, archaeologists can now study massive fossils from millions of years ago, recreate the images of animals that lived during the Ice Age, and particularly uncover strange ancient tombs containing legendary stories, intact skeletons, and mummies buried right beneath the roots of ancient trees. Why is that? What other unexpected revelations might these discoveries unveil? And how many historical secrets remain unsolved? Join us as we explore these fascinating archaeological findings and imagine the stories each artifact could tell in this video. The 900-year-old skeleton beneath the birch tree. In the winter of 2015, a powerful storm unexpectedly uprooted a 215-year-old birch tree in Sligo, Ireland, and during this process, a human skeleton was discovered buried deep beneath its roots. This was a strange and surprising discovery, as the skeleton had been buried about 900 years ago during the medieval period. The upper part of the skeleton, including the spine and skull, was trapped in a tangle of tree roots, while the legs remained buried underground. The National Monument Service quickly authorized the Sligo Leitrim Archaeological team to conduct an investigation. After nearly a year of research, the archaeologists announced important findings. Dr. Marion Dowd, the lead researcher, stated that this was an exceptionally unusual excavation. The skeleton had been dislodged from its grave and was caught in the tree roots, causing the bones to fracture. However, the skeleton remained largely intact due to the preservation efforts. Through their research, the scientists determined that this was the skeleton of a young man, aged between 17 and 20, who lived between the 11th and 13th centuries. Marks on the bones suggested that the victim had suffered violent abuse, with deep cuts on the ribs and hands, possibly indicating a chase or an attack. However, the archaeologists could not precisely determine if the cause of death was war or a personal dispute. Interestingly, the victim's height was approximately 1.78 meters, which was significantly taller than the average height of people from that era, suggesting he may have engaged in hard labor from a young age. The victim was buried according to Christian burial rites, with his hands crossed over his pelvis and the grave oriented east-west. However, the researchers did not find evidence of a large cemetery, suggesting he may have been buried separately. This excavation still holds many mysteries that require further study, and scientists continue to investigate the cause of death of this young man. Treasures in a 4,000-year-old tomb. In early 2024, Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities announced an important discovery at the Saqqara necropolis, where archaeologists uncovered an ancient stone-carved tomb dating back over 4,000 years. This tomb is believed to date from between 2649 and 2150 BCE and is located in an area containing many graves and artifacts from various historical periods. Saqqara is renowned as one of Egypt's oldest burial sites, located near the ancient capital of Memphis, and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. During the excavation, the research team discovered numerous unique treasures, including ancient architectural features, a well-preserved tomb, and a variety of fascinating artifacts. One of the standout discoveries was the skeleton of an individual buried with a colorful mask, showcasing the exquisite craftsmanship of that era. Inside the tomb, archaeologists also found a coffin from the 18th dynasty, 1550 to 1295 BCE, which contained a well-preserved alabaster jar. Two prominent terracotta statues were also found in the tomb, including a statue of the goddess Isis, a symbol of funerary rites, and a statue of Harpocrates, the child god associated with silence and secrets during the Ptolemaic period. This discovery not only sheds light on the rich history of Saqqara, but also helps to unravel the mysteries of ancient Egyptian civilization. Such important archaeological discoveries further emphasize the value of Saqqara and promote Egypt's tourism and heritage conservation efforts. The toxic liquid beneath the shroud of bones. China is home to many ancient tombs with immense historical and cultural significance, particularly those of the ancient nobility. These tombs are often found scattered across the country, sometimes unexpectedly during construction or excavation work. Recently, a miner in Inner Mongolia accidentally discovered an ancient tomb while digging the earth. An archaeological team was immediately called to the site to begin excavation. However, upon opening the coffin, the archaeologists encountered a dangerous situation. The skeleton of a woman was covered by a layer of decayed fabric. To preserve its condition, they conducted an X-ray before gently lifting the fabric. As they did, a strange metallic-smelling liquid began to leak from the skeleton, causing panic among the team. An expert immediately warned them to withdraw. Later, a team member wearing special protective gear approached and took a sample of the liquid. The test results revealed that it was mercury, an extremely toxic substance. Mercury can cause severe poisoning symptoms such as pneumonia, shortness of breath, fever, and, with prolonged exposure, memory loss, seizures, and even death. However, mercury also has disinfectant and preservative properties, which is why it was used in ancient times to preserve corpses, prevent decomposition, and protect tombs from theft. Researchers believe that this ancient tomb belonged to a princess of the Liao dynasty, which ruled from 907 to 1125. Discovering a royal tomb in such well-preserved condition is extremely rare. This discovery brings to mind the tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, which is believed to have contained a mercury river to protect the tomb from thieves. Despite modern excavation technology, experts still hesitate to excavate this tomb due to the mercury risks, highlighting the crucial role this toxic substance played in safeguarding historical secrets buried underground. The 18th century vampire face. Recently, archaeologists and experts from the Silver Spring Health Museum discovered the skeleton of a man in a coffin inscribed with the symbol JB55 in Connecticut, USA. They provided an unexpected and tragic explanation for the mystery surrounding this vampire skeleton. Previously, the man was given the nickname JB55 and was found buried with his skull and limbs stacked upon his chest, resembling the crossed bones of a pirate's skull, an ancient burial method for what people believe to be a vampire. A forensic examination traced back to the true identity of the 18th century vampire as a poor farmer named John Barber. The cause of death and the mystery behind his appearance, as well as those of others from that time, were also uncovered. A disease that caused their skin to become pale, their bodies emaciated, and their gums to recede, making their teeth appear elongated, with blood seeping from their mouths. According to DNA expert Jennifer Higginbotham from the U.S. Armed Forces Medical Examiner System, the disease in question was tuberculosis, one of the world's most frightening infectious diseases. However, with limited understanding in the 18th century, these unfortunate sufferers were perceived as transforming into vampires. In Barber's case, the disease had ravaged him to the point where it left traces on his ribs. According to the customs of the time, a vampire's heart was usually removed and cremated. However, Barber's heart may have been damaged by the disease by the time of his death. After his death and burial, his remains were exhumed and arranged in the manner scientists found him, as part of a ritual meant to seal the body in hopes of preventing the vampire from rising from the grave and attacking the living. The tomb full of gold of the exiled emperor. Liu Sha, the 9th emperor of the Han dynasty in China, reigned for only 27 days before being deposed by the Empress Dowager due to his decadent lifestyle. After his deposition, he was exiled and lived in a remote area, dying at the age of 33. His tomb is located in Jiangxi province. In 2011, archaeologists discovered Liu Sha's tomb, dating back to 74 BCE, and excavation is still ongoing. So far, over 20,000 treasures have been removed from the tomb, including many gold artifacts and valuable items. Preliminary research by the Jiangxi Provincial Institute of Cultural Heritage and Archaeology shows that despite his exile, Liu Sha possessed a vast fortune. Among the precious artifacts, archaeologists discovered a broken lacquered screen in the main chamber. After restoration, the screen revealed 2 portraits, one of which is believed to be the oldest portrait of Confucius. However, the most remarkable discovery was the finding of more than 5,000 bamboo strips inscribed with classical Confucian works. including a special version of the Analects of Confucius, a famous text that had been lost for thousands of years. This discovery is extremely important and holds significant value for the study of Confucianism and ancient Chinese culture. Scientists are continuing to use infrared rays to study these bamboo strips, hoping to uncover more details and valuable artifacts. These discoveries not only shed light on Liu Sha's life and legacy, but also help authenticate our understanding of ancient Chinese civilization. The ongoing excavation of Liu Sha's tomb is expected to provide more valuable information about the history, culture, and unsolved mysteries of this era. The over 2,000-year-old iPhone. In 2019, a team of archaeologists discovered a unique decorative object during an excavation in the Altai region of the Tuva Republic, Russia, an area often referred to as the Atlantis of Russia. During their research, the archaeologists uncovered a skeleton along with an object resembling a modern-day cell phone, dated to be over 2,137 years old. Specifically, the object had a rectangular shape, measuring 18 by 9 centimeters, and was made from dark gray material, adorned with semi-precious stones such as turquoise, carnelian, and mother-of-pearl. Because the object resembled a modern iPhone, the archaeologists nicknamed it the iPhone, and its owner was humorously referred to as Natasha. However, experts were quick to point out that there could not have been an iPhone thousands of years ago, as the first iPhone was only released in 2007. The archaeologists suggested that the object was likely a women's belt buckle from that time period. Dr. Pavel Leus, a member of the archaeological team, stated, "The discovery of Natasha with her iPhone from the Xiongnu period is one of the most remarkable finds in this region." To determine the age of the object, the team found 5-coin currency from the Han Dynasty attached to the belt, confirming that the object was around 2,137 years old. The Altai region, located beneath the Sayan Reservoir, formed by the Sayano-Shushenskaya hydroelectric power station, is accessible to archaeologists when the water level lowers in the summer, revealing artifacts ranging from the Bronze Age to the time of Genghis Khan. This discovery has drawn significant attention and is regarded as a groundbreaking revelation about the culture and history of the Siberian region. The ghost ships, carrying millennia-old remains. Recently, archaeologists discovered 10 ghost ships during excavations at Kalvestein on the island of Yarno, Denmark. These ships, dating from 800 to 1050 CE, were found in close proximity to one another, remarkably matching an ancient illustration by Ole Worm, a 17th-century physician and natural historian. Worm's drawing depicts 2 Viking ship burial sites containing a total of 20 graves, although the second site remains a mystery. This is a significant discovery, as Viking burial traditions often involve the elite being buried in ships. These ships were not only vessels to carry the deceased to the afterlife, but also contained goods, tools, and valuable items that Vikings believed would be needed in the next world. Some nobles were even buried in long ships that could be several meters in length. These ships provide archaeologists with a deeper understanding of Viking life, especially their reverence for seafaring and their connection to the pirate economy and trade of valuable goods. The discovery also highlights the Vikings' strong connection to long sea voyages, as similar ghost ships have been found in other parts of Scandinavia. This further underscores the importance of the sea in Viking life and offers insight into their economy, which relied heavily on piracy and the trade of precious commodities. A larger excavation is planned, promising to yield valuable information about Viking civilization. The Mysterious One. 1,600-year-old treasures in ancient tombs. Recently, the student dormitory construction project at the University of Cambridge, UK, became a monumental archaeological discovery when ancient Anglo-Saxon tombs dating back to 400 to 650 CE were uncovered. The findings were beyond imagination, revealing well-preserved ancient human remains buried with valuable burial items from the period, such as hairpins, bead necklaces, glass vessels, weapons, and pottery. Dating back 1,600 to 1,450 years, these artifacts are priceless. During the excavation, some structures from the Iron Age and Roman period, about 2,000 years ago, were also revealed. Dr. Caroline Goodson, a senior lecturer at the University of Cambridge, stated, "This excavation provides a wonderful opportunity to explore early medieval England, the interactions between this island nation and continental Europe, and to understand the way of life during that time." Like other archaeological discoveries in the UK, some items will be brought to the surface for study, while others will be preserved in place by backfilling, ensuring the ongoing construction above does not damage the archaeological treasures below. 254,200-year-old skeletons carved into mountain cliffs. A total of 250 tombs have been discovered in the Al-Hamadiyya cemetery near Sohag in southern Egypt. These tombs were carved directly into the face of a mountain, which is why they have only recently been uncovered. According to Muhammad, head of the Central Department of Antiquities for Upper Egypt, the tombs contain many valuable artifacts dating from around 2345 to 2181 BCE, including ceramic fragments, intact clay vessels, gypsum, and various ritual objects. With this timeline, these artifacts are of extremely high value. The remote location of the cemetery seems to have helped protect the tombs from tomb robbers. The tombs were carved directly into the mountain rock, arranged in several rows. Scientists believe these tombs belonged to individuals who were not royalty, as evidenced by the smaller size of the burial chambers and the less extravagant grave goods compared to the luxurious tombs of nobility found underground. However, the complexity of the tombs, with their intricately designed burial chambers, suggests that the individuals buried here held some social status and were likely wealthy. The Al-Hamadiyya cemetery is believed to be the final resting place of leaders and officials from the city of Akhmim, one of the most important administrative centers of ancient Egypt. This area was revered by the Egyptians as the Valley of the god Min, and burial here may have symbolized a belief in rebirth in the afterlife. Archaeologists who studied and analyzed the tombs found that some of the oldest on the cliff face date back as far as 4,200 years. The 5,400-year-old skeleton of a young girl. In 2015, scientists and archaeologists discovered the partial skeleton of a girl in the Marcel Lubens cave in Bologna, Italy. The remains were found high up on a vertical cliff face, and the skeleton was referred to as the isolated skull. According to Live Science, caves in ancient Italy were often used as collective burial sites, but the Marcel Lubens cave contained only this single skeleton. The archaeologists had to use a 12-meter artificial system to climb near the skull and then use a long pole to carefully excavate it. A years-long study led by Dr. Maria Giovanna from the University of Bologna revealed that the skull bore distinctive marks of a ritualistic ceremony. The analysis showed that the skull belonged to a girl who had died between the ages of 24 and 35. Some external damage to the bones indicated that soft tissue had been removed from the skull post-mortem, possibly as part of a complex burial ritual. Moreover, the damage to the skeleton, along with the way it appeared to be attached to the cave wall through an accumulation of ancient sediment, suggested that the skull had been swept away from its original burial site. Notably, the cave structure and surrounding materials, such as the flowstone, indicated that when the skull fell into the cave, it was still a sinkhole. Over 1,370 years, water washing into the sinkhole carried layers of sediment that gradually surrounded the skull, creating a flowstone shell. Eventually, a large cave formed beneath the sinkhole, expanding both horizontally and vertically, while the sinkhole's opening became covered. The collapse that formed this cave pushed the skull from the sinkhole into the main cave, where it became lodged high on the cave's wall, exposed just slightly against the wall. This is why the skeleton was found as though it were attached to the cave wall. After hundreds of millions of years, the remnants left behind by the ancient world continue to astonish and overwhelm us. What are your thoughts on the mysteries we've just uncovered? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to give the channel a like and subscribe so you won't miss out on more fascinating discoveries. For now, goodbye, and see you next time.